Please work. Huh? JC, I think we're good, man.
Well, hopefully your computer doesn't blow up.
We did a 2-hour stream yesterday. Nothing, just to test it out. I wanted to test it out before the last word. It was freaking me out because I kept trying to go live and it wouldn't let me. And I had like 2 hours I was fighting. Oh yeah, we're live. Awesome. We had for like 2 hours I was like fighting with it. And I could not figure out what the hell was going on. And it turns out the type of video card I got is incompatible with the encoder I was using. So I have to use one. I think that's why my CPU is taking so much now. It's because I'm using a less modern encoder, which is unfortunate. But it looks the same. Yeah, I mean it works. So that's fine. As long, because I don't think running a CPU at right now it's at 60%. Like if it wasn't meant to be run up to 100%, I don't think it would be. Like I'm not overclocking or anything. I don't think it'll hurt it. But it's still kind of worrisome, just because I've never had to do that before. Oh, here, I need to turn my game volume off. Can you invite me to your game?
Yeah.
Let me turn this down, and I need to make sure I left the party so you don't hear Ratul in the background, like, mumbling to himself. Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was just him and I in there.
Okay.
So you're good.
Leave the party. There we go. Yeah, so what's up, everyone? So, as you can see, we're doing a new setup on screen. Got the green screen. Got the Jay-Z. Got the chat down there. Pretty awesome. Still the same old thing. I hope if anyone has any suggestions for the, I try to go for a more metallic look. It's a little bit more difficult to do in my software, but it works. Yeah. Okay. Looks like we're pretty good. So, what we are going to be doing today, I guess I should do a proper intro. I hate doing this. What's up, guys? Scaro9 here. Welcome back to the Last Word Podcast, episode 46. Joined as always by Jay-Z Basketball 25.
What's up?
Hi, did you have a good Christmas, New Year?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you?
Yeah, it was alright. It was pretty good.
Yeah, you got super high pitched on that.
It was. That's my. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to have a disclaimer. I've been sick the last couple of days, so don't mind my nasally voice. I might cough a few times. I'll try to mute it if that happens, but
yeah. Yeah, he's sick. It's alright. We're used to it.
Oh, got it.
No, so it's. Yeah, Christmas was good. Obviously, I got the upgrades to the channel, which is pretty great. Now that that's over, I'm ready just to... I have like 5 days until school goes back. I'm ready just to relax, make content, and have some fun until then. But today, the main thing that we're going to be doing today is actually looking forward to the new year. And Jay-Z, you can take us into the strikes, by the way.
I got
And so what we're going to be doing, over the past couple of weeks, or months even, we've been getting a lot of information from Bungie about what they are going to change, what they've heard us on, and so forth. So what we're going to be doing in this one is just kind of recapping on everything that we haven't actually got yet. I'm going to be saying the date that it was given to us, who said it, as well as, additions I would like to see to that system, and what other things that they haven't mentioned that we'd like to see, of course. Just if you're new, we've had amazing channel growth. We obviously haven't had an episode in 2 weeks, I think, to the day. So if you're new to the channel, this is the last word. Essentially, this is where we just talk about things in Destiny. I feel like enjoying the game is very important, but what's even more important is understanding why you enjoy the game. And constructive feedback is always really good and whatnot. So that's what we're built on here is community feedback about Destiny. So as you can see, comments on screen. We'll be reading them. I'll be interacting. We'll be answering your questions and stuff about Destiny. And if you have any questions for us, let us know and we'll answer that. But I guess we can just go ahead and start.
Well, can I ask you a question first?
Oh, fine.
Yeah, let's do this. Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm not a fan of the concept of New Year's resolutions. I think if I want to have a positive change in my life, I don't need the excuse of a new year to do that. Like if I say something needs to be better, I'll just do it, right?
I completely agree with that. That's the same as like for me, like for people in relationships on Valentine's Day. Only are nice on Valentine's Day. It's like you should be nice every day, or loving every day.
Hey, exactly. That's it. I also don't like Thanksgiving for that same reason. I feel like people take a lot of things for granted and then they pretend to care about it on Thanksgiving. I'm just a very non-traditional guy to Victoria's dismay. She kind of hates that about me, but it's all right. I just like to...
I couldn't agree more with that concept though, because I was gonna actually say the same thing if you asked me and you had one. But
yeah. But the goal, I do have a goal for the new year that I don't. It's not a change about myself, but I hope next time by this year that my channel hits 25,000 subs is my goal for throughout this year. I'll be starting grad school this year. Victoria and I might be getting a house. A lot of changes, but the one underlying goal for me is to grow the channel, to improve my content. But that's always a goal. Like I wake up every day and I'm like, what is some new inventive content I can start working on? So yeah, do you have any changes that you hope to see in yourself though? Maybe not new for the new year, but
see, a couple years ago I made the initiative to try to get better every day. So like, it's not really a New Year's thing, but it's more like a, just find something to better myself, on a daily basis,
for sure,
that type of thing. So yeah, that's kind of sticking with that every day. So
good. Yeah, that's how I encourage everyone to do it though. Like I just feel like if you need to have an excuse to do something, you probably don't want to do it. Like just get out there and fucking do it. What's stopping you? Now we have a lot of people in chat asking for the towel story. I do want to say Jay-Z's feeling down. I think the general consensus is, I'm going to start streaming a lot more often. I think we're going to wait till we have like a raid going. Probably, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was like tomorrow or Sunday. Just when Jay-Z's feeling a little bit better, when we have more people in our clan that have never heard it. And just to give just so the reaction around it's a little bit more audible, so we're not just reading the response to it. I think that would be cool. So we are going to tell it. I'm not backing off on that. I want to make sure Jay-Z's up to his prime, and I want to make sure we have a lot of people to enjoy that. But we are going to tell it. It's a good one, guys. It's weird that it was like 4 months ago when we hit 5,000 subs. You actually made that.
I think I said it at like 3,700. I think.
Oh, okay. So it was a little bit longer than that. Right after April, then.
Yeah.
And geez, it actually came into fruition.
I'm like, oh, I got 2 years to tell the story.
Yeah, channel kind of blew up a little bit.
But I mean, congratulations. That's awesome.
It's awesome. It's surreal for me though. Like, I nothing's changed, but I feel like stuff has changed. It's weird. I'm starting to really strive to make... that's why I don't understand YouTubers who get big and then just kind of like sink back and make normal content. Like, I wake up every morning and I'm like, all right, I have to make a video for today, but what am I working on in the long term? Like, what's my special video project that I'm working on? So I have a couple of those tucked away that I'm really excited to start working on. But yeah, that's enough about us. We should probably get into the Bungie stuff because that's what people are here to see,
Well, I mean, our personalities are here. They're here to see. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's fine.
Let's go.
Let's just see inspirational quotes by Scarrow 2018. Yeah, there you go. I should start a calendar. Actually, what's really funny about that is I hate inspirational quote calendars and stuff. Like, it's kind of the same thing. I don't need a statement to tell me to go do something. Or live a certain way. I'm just going to. But yeah, so let's talk about this. So I want to start off. We have 3 main sort of dates that Bungie really addressed updates coming to the game. And they haven't fallen through on anything up to this point. So I think these are pretty credible dates. So just to start off, it's not like any of these 3 dates. But one thing that they said they were going to do was to make Iron Banner and faction rallies accessible to all players, regardless if you own the DLC. And they actually just did that patch 2 days ago. So that came into fruition. I think if that is going to happen, I don't see a reason why all of these wouldn't happen. That seems like something that could potentially lose them some money, and the fact that they did it is that's a good sign for me. So pretty excited for that. On top of that, so on November 29th, we got the information regarding Masterworks and all that stuff. But in that post, we also got future marks, what they are targeting for the future. And so we're going to go through some of those. So the first one, better incentives for players who complete challenging prestige activities. They're targeting a January update to provide better incentives to complete prestige activities. Now, that's one thing. So Jay-Z, I was thinking, obviously we've had this conversation before. They need to add ghosts and sparrows and ships and stuff. And with them adding it to the faction rallies in Iron Banner, I think it's a huge possibility that we will get them for the raid and stuff. Do you think those things should be locked behind prestige activities, or do you think those should be part of the raid in general?
I think so. What they did in no, they didn't do it in D1. They had them both. I think that you could get ships through the Prestige, so I'm okay with that. And the Ghost you could get through both. And then
yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think well, like
yeah.
Axis had a different Ghost for normal and Prestige.
Yeah, but I'm thinking King's Fall had the same Ghost for both. It was just a higher level, but you couldn't get the ship or the Sparrow unless you did the Prestige. So I'm okay with that. I want them to add something, like, because there's right now, like, there's no reason to play Prestige over normal mode Callus. So like,
except for that sweet armor, and if you if you ever feel like wanting to, kids, if you ever want to hate yourselves, go into Prestige Callus, okay? Yeah.
Especially with a team that you're not comfortable with. That's
my goodness, yeah. If you ever really want to hate humanity, go on LFG and find a team for Prestige Callus.
Actually, if you want to do that, just put your foot in the door and just shut it as hard as you can.
And over and over and over again.
Yeah, it'll probably do the same thing. But so I'm okay with that because I want a reason to go back in and play the raid.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing we were talking about is like, I think we were talking about this in the raid team yesterday. So you wouldn't have been a part of that, but having like challenge modes for Prestige gives something different because they don't. Well, I mean, it rewards like additional challenge mode or heroic mode loot that isn't in the normal mode loot table, but it's still kind of lackluster. So I feel like there needs to be something else there. Winsy Horton in chat says they should make custom ships and ghost shells. Yes, I think it'd be really cool if you had like a normal version of a ghost and a ship and a sparrow, and then like something a little bit, maybe not like something completely new design wise for Prestige, but maybe just something with a little bit extra bling. So like maybe the ship could have like how the armor for Prestige has like the purple glow on it. Maybe add that to the ship and the sparrow and the ghost, so it's like a gold ghost normal mode, and then when you get the Prestige, it's like all blue or all purple glowy. I think that would be awesome.
Well, if I remember the Callus, or not the Callus, the Axis Ghost, the Prestige one had like the Siva and stuff like that, and the
yeah, like version. Actually on it though, because the normal was like had the Siva nodes. And then the heroic was like, it actually had integrated it into the shell, which was really cool. But
you know, I like the color scheme, the black and the red, obviously, so they both look cool. But the heroic or the Prestige one just looked that much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they could do something like that, like I don't know why they didn't. Honestly, like it was, especially for Callus, you know, they had plenty of time to do that.
I think that's something that we're most certainly going to have addressed here soon, especially with, you know, all of the custom rewards and stuff like that came out of Christopher Barrett's team, and now that the live team is back at the wheel, I think we'll get a lot more of that stuff. And Christopher Barrett on Twitter, a lot of the stuff that we're going to be covering today is him. He has been extremely vocal. Yesterday he tweeted out that they were putting last touches on one of the announcements that we're going to be getting, and it was at like 8 o'clock his time, or maybe 7 o'clock, meaning that was a super late night at the office. Like, he's putting in work, so I'm happy with that. Let's see. So the next one, rewards for adventures and lost sectors are still on our radar, but will not be delivered with the December update. So that's something we will see soon. Honestly, that's not something I'm too bothered about. I used to be, but now with faction rallies, a lot of the ornaments come from things like adventures and lost sectors and stuff. So it's repurposing those in a better way. So I think that's good enough for me. I maybe some additional loot. I just don't want to see people hitting like maximum white off of like a lost sector or something. That seems kind of silly. But maybe some unique gear per planet. I think we've talked about in the past.
Yeah.
Kind of like strike specific, but like lost sector specific. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. And then the big one, private matches for Crucible, still targeting early 2018, and expect to have better insight into the exact timing in the new year. And they're also moving ranked PvP to the top of the priority list for next year to support the competitive community. So very soon here, I'd expect within the next 2 months, probably I'd say with the Crimson Days update, with the spring update, we will be getting private matches finally, right?
Yeah.
I know that's something people have been asking for a very long time. It's good that they're finally doing it, so that's good.
Well, if you think about it, we're almost getting them a year earlier than in Destiny 1. I know that many think, and myself included, that we should have got them on launch, but I guess, you know, we'll have more time to play around with it than we did in D1. So
exactly. And it's like, if stuff comes out too early, like I I think it'll make us appreciate the system a little bit more than if it was at launch. And I'm not saying that's not necessarily like the best situation, but it's you know, it's not that bad. I mean, has Crucible, other than the MLG side, has Crucible really suffered from not having it? I don't know. I've never really.
Well, not many people are playing it compared to D1, so.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's did they say if the ranked was gonna be, you're gonna have like a ranking? Like,
yeah, they're focusing on ranked PvP.
Okay,
that's not going to be with that update. That's later.
No. But like, so I'm super excited. Like, I don't like, because I used to, you know, back when I was your age, a couple years ago.
Back when he had them young man reflexes.
No, well, not necessarily the reflexes. I was just more into competitive PvP because that was all there was.
Oh yeah.
So like Halo 2, like the quest was to get to rank 50. So like the closer that you got, it was awesome. And like them being able to, if they do something similar to that, because I mean they created Halo 2. So
can you imagine how difficult it's gonna be now, because the player base for Destiny is so much larger than the player base for
yeah, because that
Halo.
was Xbox Live was released either that year or the year before, like as its inaugural year, when Halo 2 came out. So like the comparison of, you know, the amount of people on now that were on back in Halo 2 days. But I mean, also that, you had a lot, you know, so you're better players, you had more chance of playing them all the time too. So there's also that. So yeah, there's give and take, but having something like that is exciting, especially for players that enjoy PvP, because it gives them a reason to keep coming back and grinding something out.
Yeah, Ratul will love that, man. I'm sure he'll do.
Yeah, I mean, it'll give him a reason to continue playing.
Yeah.
You know,
my one thing, I hope they don't pull any stupid stuff with it. Like, if there's ranked, it needs to include every single game type, right? If I don't enjoy Countdown, I should not have to be forced to play Countdown to participate in ranked stuff. So I hope they'll look at that. Also, here's something that I meant to mention last episode, but I don't think I did. With the Mayhem update, Rumble and Elimination were also added back into the database. So they're in the game, just waiting for Bungie to like flip a switch or something. And I think that would be really cool for a ranked system. I would do like ranked Rumble all the time, man. That'd be so much fun.
Well, Rumble is how you get better at the game. Like if you want to get better at PvP, you play Rumble. Like that's just where it's at. And like that, it was kind of confusing why they took it out to begin with. But it's exciting that it's coming back, especially for the people that want to get better. You know, playing against other good players. So
yeah, definitely. And Elimination. I was playing Trials today, Trials of the Nine, and I can't stand Countdown anymore. It was so fun, but you have to win 6 matches or 6 rounds to win a match, and it's just like survival is so much better. I like objective play, but I just feel like it has its place, and I personally just don't feel like Trials of the Nine is the place for it. I think gun skill should matter more over objective play. You know, there could be an argument made. If you ask me on a different day where I didn't just spend 3 hours bashing my head against a freaking wall in Midtown, I'd probably feel a little bit differently about it. But at the time being, I feel like Elimination's a better fit than Countdown for Trials. So I hope to see that back. I think those will also come back with the Crimson Days update. I think it would be really cool, instead of having like a doubles elimination type of game mode, if we actually had like a proper elimination where if one of your teammates, like every time one of your teammates died, you got a little bit stronger. I think that would be so sick. So we'll see.
Like your team or the other team?
Our team. So like, you know, in Crimson Days, if it was doubles, and when your teammate died, you got like full recovery, full handling, full armor, and that kind of stuff. So I think it'd be cool if it was full out 4v4 elim, but every time one of your teammates died, you got like progressively stronger. I think that would be really cool. Especially because in Destiny, it's a lot harder to 1v2 than in Destiny 2. Or excuse me, in Destiny 2, it's a lot harder to 1v2 than in Destiny 1. So I think that would be really cool. It'd help balance stuff. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so the next one is better incentives for completing Crucible matches and penalties for quitting competitive games. That'll be extremely important once they implement a ranked system. There's nothing more annoying than going into a ranked match and having one of your teammates leave, because there's no matchmaking mid-game for ranked matches. So that would suck. So definitely implement penalties for people who quit. That's awesome.
I know Ratul can probably speak on that. He's had a lot of people quit on the other team when he's playing. So
no, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, but like, you know, I think he seeks the competitive part of it. So
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
when people quit, it's less competitive because you're almost guaranteed to win. 4-on-3, especially if you're far ahead. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll be interested to see how they handle everything. I think now that PvE's been balanced a lot right now, I think Crucible's the next kind of like big thing. Like obviously rewards for endgame and stuff is going to be pretty big, but I feel like they do need a team to focus right now on Crucible to get that a little bit more entertaining. So I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with that. The next thing, ongoing improvements to exotics, including adjustments to reduce instances of duplication. We plan to tune underperforming exotics and will continue to make targeted updates and improvements. My thing with this, I want to see more consistent updates. I like this season system. I think that we need an update every single season, but I also feel like that should not be a restraint. We should not only see updates from the season system. So I'd like to see weapon tuning more consistently. I think would be pretty cool. There's no reason the Jade Rabbit's been one of the worst weapons in the game for a month and a half now. So, sorry if you like the Jade Rabbit. I'm going to get crucified for that. Competitively, it does not stand up.
Yeah, it's weird that wasn't balanced beforehand, seeing as it was not a launch release. So that was
agreed.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's just I feel like they just kept it the same from Destiny 1 and a slower fire rate 4-tap scout rifle doesn't work as well as the Mida or the Mananan or the Nameless Midnight. So
yeah.
Let's see, what's the next one? Duplication protection. Yeah, that should have been added already. It's all right though. That's cool. Here's a big one for me: an emote interface that allows players to equip all the different emotes. So we're gonna get an emote wheel. That should be soon. I feel like the main holdup with that is you actually have to design the heads-up display for it. But I think it shouldn't take too long. I think the utility's there. We should see that with the spring update, in my opinion. So that's pretty cool.
That'll give the people a chance to do mute raids.
That would be insane.
Yeah, like we should do that sometime. Like no voice chat.
Because then I can't yell at you guys.
Well, yeah, that's perfect. I'm completely down with that now.
Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, so that's all the stuff from that one. So we have 2 more updates. So all of that in general, I'm very excited for all that. That's a very well-rounded batch of stuff. But I don't know, like settings and or hopes. I don't know exactly what to call that. That's a good set of goals. So let's go for it. So that will be exciting to see. Most of that was centered around Crucible, which is something I think, like I said, does need a bunch of tuning. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. The next update that we got was on December 18th from DMG over on the Destiny forums. And this stuff was concerning Masterworks and modifications. 2 also very hot topics, specifically mods that need to be changed. Masterworks are pretty cool too. We got some pretty cool information if you guys remember, but we're going to go over it here in a second. So the first thing, player acquisition. They are implementing a new mechanism that will allow people to limit long dry spells of Masterwork drops due to bad RNG, which is pretty cool. And then we will also be looking at adding some guaranteed sources of Masterworks, and they're watching the overall drop rates and usage to adjust them as needed. So I think that's pretty cool. I personally don't have a problem with the Masterwork system as it sits. I think I have like 40 Masterwork cores or something stupid like that. Yeah, 43. I play a lot. I don't have a problem with how they perform. I think they're excellent game changers. In fact, is there anything that you would like to see to the change to the weapon side of Masterworks, Jay-Z?
A few more perks may be added. Like, obviously, I don't want them to be overpowered because the Orbs of Light generation by itself is pretty
insane,
pretty darn
right?
good. Yeah. So, like, but just maybe a way to once a week in the prestigious Nightfall, you can earn the ability to roll it the way that you want it, like what ability you want, or have the chance of possibly acquiring that in the Nightfall. I don't know, like something like that, because now you just have to keep getting parts and re-rolling the weapon until you get the perk that you want, which I guess isn't bad, but and maybe adding a few more. Like I know like right now there's just a handful of perks per weapon type. Um, like I don't know. Would you? I mean, do you agree with that? Do you disagree?
I don't
with
know,
that?
but there's a weird ship thing going on our screen right now. That was really weird. The ship.
I think it's because you left. Yes.
Yeah, no, new perks I agree with. I think the more on the new perk side, I think more of that will be adjusted with the mod system.
Yeah.
I think I'm still hoping. I want a Firefly mod. I want a Shank Burn mod. Bring back Shank Burn. Let's get that trending on Twitter.
None of those are overpowering. That's the thing. Like
yeah,
even like with Firefly, because Firefly's like way worse than Dragonfly, or Dragonfly's way worse than Firefly. So
right.
Even if they keep it Dragonfly, just giving that ability for your weapon to give that for PvE, or you know, a specific type of burn like Cabal burn for the raid, or like whatever you want, Vex burn for, you know, the new raid, things like that. Like
yeah,
but it doesn't do a ton more damage, so you're not like overpowered.
Yeah, I think it's like a 10% increase, but even like that's not much. I think that's a good reward. I think that would be a good way to make the mod system feel better without making it really overpowered. That's what I hope to see. We'll get into the mods part of that in a second. The next big one that I'm really excited for, Masterwork Armor. We have begun plans to add Masterworks to armor as well. The armor bonuses will be more modest than orb generation on weapons, in part because you have 5 equipped at once versus 3. But at a minimum, we want to provide a much requested mechanism to change the armor stat type. Brilliant. You know, if I want to run a max recovery hunter, Armor Masterworks are a fantastic segue for that, and I'm pretty excited to see how they actually implement that system. That's something I can't wait to see. I'm saving up Masterwork cores just so I can have like a full set and test them out that first day for you guys. I think that is a fantastic move though, and that'll once again bridge the gap between the legendaries and the exotics, making you not so dependent on exotics, which is something I like. So that I think that'll be pretty cool, and it'll be interesting to see how the drop rates are affected by that, how gameplay is affected by that. Are you going to get, you know, we have Orbs of Light now. What else is there going to be? Is there going to be any type of weird intrinsic perk on top of being able to change what bonus type you get? You know, that'll be something that's really interesting to see.
I think maybe intrinsic perks will come with, and this is what we've been speculating, hoping for a while. Raid drops, like we'll drop specific mods, because that would be a great raid drop, like to give it, especially for prestige raid, give a mod chance in chests or whatever. So
right,
that'd be awesome.
No, I agree. I think that's something raid drops are addressed here in a bit by Christopher Barrett, and so we'll get into that.
Okay.
But I agree with that wholly. Like I think these kind of updates were broken down into like Crucible, Masterworks, and mods, and then like PvE. And so we haven't got to the PvE one. It'll be interesting to get there in a second. But for right now, I think that's really good. I think a Masterwork armor is a good thing to shoot for in the future. And like they said, they've already begun stuff to do it. I imagine a lot of the code is very similar, so you can just say like, you know, for the display and stuff, treat this like a Masterwork for a weapon. That type of stuff. I don't think I think we'll see that one in the spring update too. It shouldn't take too long to get that implemented. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. And then the last one, weapon and armor mods. We don't have a firm ETA yet, but feedback on armor and weapon mods has been heard. At a minimum, we are looking to ease inventory pressure, but we are also seeking to make mods more meaningful parts of your loadout decisions.
Good.
Fantastic. That's what I want to hear. They said at a minimum we're looking to ease inventory pressure, so that means no matter what we're getting that, that's great for me. But I also want more diversity in mods. I want them to actually affect your gameplay a little bit more, so I'm excited for that. I think it'd be really cool as well if Masterwork armor pieces also came with a secondary mod slot as well.
I was just gonna say that you could switch between.
Maybe not even switch between. They're both active at the same time. They're not huge bonuses.
Yeah, like, or even like just like old armor in Destiny, or even some of the weapons where you can switch the perks on the fly. You know, I'd be okay with that too. You know, say you have a like a Cabal defense or a Vex defense, going back to the weapon, and you can switch between them based on the raid, so you don't have to change armor pieces out.
Oh, that would be awesome too. Yeah. That. Yeah, but I agree. I don't think it should be. I think there's a lot of really simple things, and I think that if you do double up on mods, I don't think that would be too game breaking. I think that would be a very solid thing. It would make Masterworks. I think if you, instead of making, you know, armor effect orb generation or whatever, that's what you did. I think that in itself would be as big of a bonus as producing so many orbs. So I think that's a good move that they need to go for.
Well, I mean, because some of the stuff is like decent what they do now, but basically there's only one build per class with what they're doing now. So this will give if depending on what they add, will give you multiple build choices, and you know you can use different pieces of armor for different builds, which I like. That's what I've been wanting, stuff like that. So. Yeah.
Right. So I mean that's the thing. Like at this point, we just have to wait. But like I said, this is DMG and Christopher Barrett making the statements. I think it's a pretty good chance we're going to see all of this very soon, which I'm excited for. And then the very, very last thing that I have here is on December 22nd, right before Bungie's break, from Christopher Barrett. This is my favorite one. Going into the new year, happy holidays, Guardian. I hope you are enjoying the dawning, or at least a bit of chaos and mayhem. There are a few things that I want to mention before the year's ends. For the upcoming Iron Banner and Faction Rally events, in addition to brand new seasonal armor ornaments, we're adding new themed Sparrows, Ghost Ships, and a shader to the reward pools. I've already done my video on the faction ones, and I don't know if you've seen them, Jason. They're actually really awesome.
Yeah, I watched your video.
That's freaking, like, especially like the new Monarchy Ghost and stuff. Like,
yeah, I love that. That new Monarchy Ghost is the best looking ghost in the game right now.
Yeah, it's very good. That's like exactly what the game needed. And like what I say, Christopher Barrett has been in control for like 2 weeks, right? And we already have this stuff. So,
that's what I don't understand. It's like, why did they make the other two ghosts so ugly, and then they made that one so sweet?
Yeah, I hate the puffy. I get it. So they're gonna do like a different ghost design, I feel like, every season, and I get it. I do, but it's just not. It's not. No. It was cool for like 2 of them, and now it's just kind of like, oh my god, another one of these? Are you kidding me? So, I'm excited for the new Monarchy Ghost, but that's the type of stuff, like, I want that added to the raid ASAP. Excuse me, and I feel like it will be, but I'm excited to see when they do it, and I hope it's sooner rather than later. Which, like I said, I think it will be, and I'm interested to see all the Iron Banner stuff too. We've seen some of it. I think the Ghost specifically we have seen, but other than that, we haven't really seen much. So it'll be interesting to see all that stuff. The next stuff, also early next year, we're refactoring raid itemization across the game. The most difficult activities should be the most rewarding. Something that we've been saying since the raid launched. I think the Eater of Worlds hit it on the freaking head with the loot where you can't get duplicates. Perfect. Gorgeous. Great system. I'm interested to see what they'll do. I imagine with raid itemization across the game, I imagine that's adding a ship, a ghost, a sparrow, maybe different variants of the weapons, stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see. And in addition, one thing that is current raids. He said early January or early next year. So that's like the 2 raids that we already have. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to implement those, and I'm really excited to go back into the Leviathan and give us more reason to run that raid, because I feel like it's kind of dry, but I like doing stuff if we have a purpose behind it. So I like that. Eater of Worlds, I don't think I'll ever get sick of. It's so much fun. I don't really need another incentive to play that, but freaking
I think the beauty behind Eater of Worlds is like, even if you are bored of raiding, it's a like 30-40 minute raid at the most.
Yeah, exactly. It's super fast. That's why, you know, that's always my argument for King's Fall, Crota Zen comparison, though. Like, King's Fall is good mechanically if you want to test your team, but if you just want to chill, you want to have some fun with some friends, you know, hop into Eater of Worlds. Same goes for Eater of Worlds versus Callus. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'm really excited for that. The next one, and finally, I know we say it a lot, but we hear your feedback on Eververse. We both want our players to feel respected and deliver great content regularly to our community. Expect lots of discussion with the dev team and an update on our path forward after the new year. So, perfect, exactly what I want to hear. I know a lot of people were freaking out because Eververse there's been nothing concerning Eververse in the last 3 weeks. That's because Bungie's been on break for the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, if you didn't expect that, it's kind of silly. I think we'll get huge changes here soon. And I don't know if I've discussed this on the last word. I think I like hinted at it last time. But killing Eververse is not the answer. Eververse needs to be tamed. It does not need to be destroyed. Because like that helps fund content, or that's the explanation we have for it. So I have that's all we have to go on now. But it does need to be, all the main loot in the game needs to come from the game and not from additional buy-in sources, in my opinion. Of course. So I'll be interested to see what they do, how they address all the problems we have with it. Just Jay-Z, if you had to make like a guess of initial knee-jerk reaction for Bungie trying to alleviate any of the complaints, what do you think they're going to do, like right off the bat?
Well, hopefully they don't do what EA did and just completely take it out of the game until they can monetize correctly.
Until they can put it back in wuthout anyone complaining.
Well, that's why I said monetize correctly.
Yeah, there you go.
Was the nice way of putting it. I don't know. Like it's I haven't really put much thought into what they can do better, because it's a fine line that they're running with Eververse.
That's the thing, man. If you think about it, microtransactions can be extremely beneficial to a game. I get that there's a greedy point. They seem to have crossed that. I don't know whose fault that is. I get it. It is a very fine line. But, the only reason we had content in Destiny Year 3, and after Taken King and Rise of Iron in that time, is because of those microtransactions. It's pretty much impossible to deny otherwise. They are good for a game. They're good for a developer base. It just needs to be implemented in a way where it doesn't consume the game like it currently is. Rewards need to come from the game. Then you can have additional rewards on the side that come from, boxes and stuff. But the main source of rewards in a game should never be boxes. I like what they were doing. I will say
it's not pay to win, though, thankfully.
It's not pay to win. I'll agree with that. But
as long as they keep it not pay to win, then, because some developers are making, like EA, are putting items behind paywalls, and that's a slap in the face to your consumers, which just paid $60 for a game, plus half of them probably bought the DLC pack to go along with it. So
yeah, quick tangent real quick. Report came out saying Anthem will have microtransactions, but they will be cosmetic only, which I'm calling bullshit on right now. But
so I'm okay with that. I don't think
it's EA again, dude.
Because unless BioWare has any say in it, like if they have some say in it, I think, because BioWare's been pretty good to their consumers. It's when EA takes over and basically takes a dump on the consumer.
I'm worried about that. I think Anthem is gonna partially die before it starts, and I think a big part of that is the publisher, which is a shame. But
which is sad, because EA makes so much money off of Madden and FIFA alone. Like, they don't need this much money. Like, they don't need all this extra money.
Yeah, agreed.
It's so many people buy those microtransactions in FIFA that, like, the My Team or the Ultimate Team or whatever, like, because it's worldwide game. Like, give a game for the gamers for once. Just do it.
Yeah, right. And that's why I feel like Destiny 2's riding that line in between that, and I feel like after the complaining, I at this time next year, I wouldn't even say it takes that long, but at an extreme maximum, this time next year, I think we'll have a game for the gamers, and I'm excited about that. I'm just sick of the freaking money.
I want to look forward to logging in Destiny every day again. I want that.
Exactly. And I mean, I still do, but I get where you're coming from. I want to be able to read the Reddit without freaking gouging my eyes out because another freaking post about Eververse, Yeah. So we'll see. The next one, and one more for good measure, we have a short-term and long-term solution for vault space in the works, since I know that's another hot topic. That's good. Long-term is definitely going to be collections that they're working on. I don't know what the short-term solution is. Maybe short-term is implementing the vault system that we already had in Destiny 1, maybe, and long-term is more collections, more in-depth vault system. I think that would be pretty cool. But But yeah, I mean, that's all the stuff we have. That's all the information. If you guys, that's a lot of information about stuff coming to the game that's currently being worked on, that's currently being planned out, and we should have information. We get our first This Week at Bungie of the new year next Thursday, 6 days from now, and we'll know all this stuff. Also, Jay-Z, I think I'm gonna bring this up now. Might be a little bit unprofessional, but I'm going to a concert next Friday, so I think we should do a live reading again of the thing on Thursday if you're available. And
yeah, I should. Maybe right after work on Thursday.
Yeah, a regular time, or we can move it up a bit. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Just Friday, I'm gonna have to drive a couple hours for the concert, and it's more topic appropriate if we talk about it like as it comes out anyway. So we'll do that. But yeah, so that's all the stuff we have to talk about right here. So let me know what you guys are feeling about all of that stuff in my chat. Like I said, you can see it on screen. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. Jay-Z, what are you personally looking forward to most out of what we talked about?
Probably the updated modding system. Just giving me that, and combined with Masterworks for armor, give me a reason to grind for something. Give me a reason to go and do these weekly things that to better my character, because I've been playing probably a fourth or maybe less than that of you, and I've almost have all three of my characters up to 335 already. So, like, that's not that grind's becoming or is ending already. So, give me a reason to keep coming back, I guess. That's
exactly. I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for the raid loot, because I freaking love my raids and I just want to keep doing them over and over and over again. And the vault system, as a collector, I want to be able to collect my stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's it, man. I'm excited for all of it, to be completely honest. So Armor, Masterworks, anything that will reinvigorate my feelings for the game, I'm very excited for. And I feel like all of this stuff is in the right direction. I feel like the live team's back in control, so we'll have some crazy stuff coming here soon. Yeah, so let's just say in chat, so let's go through some stuff. So Parlor Gaming, why complain about something you'll never have any control over? Just enjoy the games for what they are, or play free games. So I think to a point that's a good thing, but in a game like Destiny, it's not a game, it's not a original Nintendo game where once it was released you can't do anything about it. There's developers who actively get paid to make changes to this game, so I'd much rather they spend their time making positive changes to the game than like twiddling their thumbs. I love Destiny. I have invested a lot of my life into Destiny. I know a lot of other people have as well. I'm not trying to sound entitled or anything, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's their job. That's as blunt as I'm gonna.
Let me put a different spin on it. Say you have a child, and the child is misbehaving. Would you rather your child to continue to misbehave, but or put the effort and the work in to help your child behave correctly?
Oh, okay. I was confused. I thought Bungie was the child. No,
they consider Bungie their baby, or not Bungie, Destiny their baby.
Destiny is the child in this. Okay.
Yeah. So
good comparison. Exactly. Why stop at a subpar product? If you have a potential to make the largest franchise of all time, why settle for subpar? No, developers, especially in this day and age, if Bungie won't be able to make competitive developments on their game, it's gonna fall behind. And,
and you can't tell me those guys that are so passionate about this game are okay with all the criticism it's getting and not like wanting to do something.
That's the thing, man. To be a developer, especially like a senior developer at Bungie right now, God, it's just gotta be brutal,
Like I like me wanting to, improve myself. I'd want to improve what I created, especially to make it better. Even if it's not what I thought it should be originally. Like if somebody shows me something better, exactly. I want to make it better. So
I would say never be complacent is a good way to look at it.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I get the mentality. There is a such thing as too much complaining, especially when your arguments are completely invalid. But this is constructive. This is a game that will live on for at least another 2.5 years. And, it's got to grow. It just has to. So that's why we still do that. Let's see. Ultimate Player, who doesn't love Destiny? We all love Destiny. People, it's the same thing. Who hates pineapple on pizza? People who have never tried pineapple on pizza. Who hates Destiny? People who have never played Destiny or given Destiny the time. That's my conclusion on that.
Yeah. Destiny is I've devoted the most time into Destiny of any game ever for myself. So
that's the thing. I think a lot of people are scared of games like that, and I completely respect that. I know a lot of people prefer like the very singular player. You know, you play the campaign and you're done. And Destiny is very much not that. So that type of person's obviously not going to like Destiny. I feel like if they really let themselves get into it, they would love it. But I get it. You know, not everyone has the time to devote. Not everyone has the attention span. You know, it's to each their own. So I feel like everyone should love Destiny. I feel like
I don't feel like you have to devote a ton of time into Destiny to.
I would say not as much as Destiny 1. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Like comparatively.
Depends how competitive you are about your stats.
Yeah, but I mean, right now light level is the easy mode rate is 300, and Destiny 2 vanilla ended at 305. So, it doesn't take that much to get up to 300, even if you just bought the game, you know, for Christmas or whatever. So, I give it a shot.
Right. Next one, Tsunami Taylor. How long did it take for Destiny 1 to get good? 3 years. Why are we complaining?
I would say a year. Taking King.
I see what he's saying. Like, the golden age of Destiny is most certainly the age of triumph. I think just because there's so much stuff to do.
Yeah, I would say Taken King is when it got really good.
When it got good, yeah.
Yeah.
And no, to an extent, I definitely agree with that. But to another extent, there's a lot of these changes that should have already been implemented from Destiny 1, the vault space, private matches, SRL, stuff like that. And I see both sides. I agree we need to give developers time to work on stuff. New developments, like the mod system, there's no way they could have seen that coming, in my opinion. I mean, just look at how fast they turned around and did Masterworks. That's insane. I'm happy they did that fast. I think that there is some stuff that was left out of launch that could have obviously made Destiny 2 a better game that should have been there. But I think there's a lot of stuff that they're working on right now that is going to make Destiny 2 a better game that wasn't extremely obvious from the start. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people probably came in late to Destiny 1 or never played it until the very end.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you have the whole community that didn't play Destiny 1 making complaints that we already complained about.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah. I mean, it was so there was stuff to grind for in Destiny 1. Vanilla or year 1, but until Taken King came out, that's really when it was fleshed out and they started realizing what they needed to do for the consumer, and that's why I have faith in Destiny 2 that they're going to do something similar. Maybe not at the year 1 DLC, but you know, sometime close down the road.
When they have the time to do it, development cycle wise, because you have to keep in mind, as they're doing all this stuff, they still have to be working on the future DLCs and stuff. Yeah. So when they have time to do it, I think that's the one thing that a lot of people never consider is time. I mean, time is the biggest factor in the development of a game. Every video game would be perfect if they had infinite amount of time to work on it. So, yeah, that's something to look at in the future. Try to understand. Nathan Mahler. They're doing really good backtracking and fixing things that need to be fixed, but should have been done at the beginning of launch. That's the thing. Once again, it's more like, especially with the staggered PC console launch, during that time frame, you know, you can't really work on much. Because is it going to apply to the PC version? Is it going to... Are people still going to have this problem? Is this a short-sighted thing? You know, there's a time frame to collect feedback. There's a time frame of development, or of like brainstorming, how do we fix this? And then there's a time frame of development and implementation. So, and you know, you also have to think every time they do an update, they have to run it through Microsoft Check, which is a week or two if I'm understanding the process correctly. So, I mean, everything just takes time. You know, it's going through a lot of different people. It's going through a lot of different stations. It goes through a lot of different companies, a lot of different systems and whatnot. So, I mean, everything's going to take time. Could it have been, you know, could it be done faster? Yes, at the expense of something else. You know, I don't think, like when I think of Bungie developers, I don't think of lazy or anything. I just think it's a very large beast, a lot larger than it was, and I think they're still breaking in the team. And I think they're learning how to be as efficient as possible, I think. I don't know. I give them the benefit of the doubt. It's not like they're not silent on it, and they haven't given us any bullshit excuses. It's all been, we're working on this. It just happened to be poorly timed that video games come out right before Christmas. And by the time they get around to really looking to develop a lot of the stuff and make a bunch of changes, they happen to be on company vacation, which kind of sucks. But
maternity leave.
Yeah, but yeah, all that, all that stuff too. But I think it'll be fixed pretty quickly. I wouldn't worry about that, guys. Top 2 fixes that need to happen according to Nick. 1, fix Eververse. I couldn't agree more. Fix the weapon system. This weapon system is terrible. Go back to D1 system or change every weapons to really differentiate them from... Oh, energy weapons to differentiate them from kinetic. So, the weapon system, I'm calling it right now, will never go back. At least not in Destiny 2. It makes 0 sense. I mean, things are already classified as energy and kinetic. You would have 10 times as many primary weapons as secondary and power weapons. Like, it's not happening. I would get used to this system. I do agree that some changes could be made, but I mean, kinetic and elemental are already quite different. I mean, you know, kinetic do inherent 10% bonus critical damage. Elemental take down enemy shields like significantly faster. So I get what you're saying, but I think the weapon system is still pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like random rolls. That has been my biggest thing.
That's fair. Bring back those. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zesia, you're right. They can't make updates faster because they're too busy making unique gear for Eververse. Freaking savage. I'm just gonna let that one sit on its own. That's savage though. I'm complaining about one thing, that Xur doesn't sell DLC exotics. Well, yeah, he does. He sold the Prometheus lens that first week.
Yeah. They don't want to give everybody all the exotics that are a lot easier to get now that they have that faded engram.
That's the thing. Like, there's two that I feel like with everything, there's always two very loud people at the extreme. So, and you know, it's either exotics are too easy to get, or why the hell is Xur not selling these exotics? You know, like there's two. Being a developer must be so hard, man. Are there going to be extra expansions? Well, we'll have one in April time-ish. There is Crimson Days is back in the coding, so we'll probably have something like that. Did we have Festival of the Lost in Destiny 2?
No.
The Dawning was our first event?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
So I'll expect to see something. We'll probably get Crimson Days. We'll get the DLC, and then we'll have some other type of event. I would imagine between DLC 2 and the Taking Queen style expansion. I imagine we'll get something, but and additional expansions. I don't. If that's what you're asking, that's what I think the content schedule is going to look like. And, you know, in addition to the season system, the additional rewards from faction rallies and Iron Banner and that type of stuff. Yeah, there's all that. One thing I will say on weapons is snipers do need to be... I don't know why snipers are in Destiny 2, but I need to be very careful because I want them to be able... I want people to utilize them more, but...
Well,
like,
that grenade launchers...
I don't know, dude. Trials with the Colony is dumb.
Well, yeah, but that's one grenade launcher.
That's fair. Maybe they could do some stuff. The grenade launchers that bounce, that don't impact on... or explode on impact, need to be changed a little bit. But other than that, I mean, everything's pretty solid, to be honest. I think everything... Snipers are the main thing. I'm scared, because I don't want to go back to Destiny 1. Everyone's sniping all the time. Like, that's... One-hit kill weapons are the hardest things to balance in video games. It will always be that way. So...
And if anybody's calling for the icebreaker back, just leave now. Seriously.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. Let's see. Snipers need a buff in the coming DLCs. Anyone else seeing? Yeah, it's if my game's lagging, let me know, guys, because I'm trying to optimize my settings. So if it is, let me know. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much, we're pretty much caught up on the community feedback. I'm pretty comfortable with the conclusions that we've reached today. There's a lot of stuff coming, guys. But it'll be here soon enough. We'll get more information next week. We'll talk about it. I'm excited for it. I think the important thing is to keep the conversation open with Bungie. Keep giving them your feedback, but in a constructive way. But I'm pretty satisfied with that. JC, do you have anything to add?
No, I think we've touched most of the bases there.
Okay, well, there you go. So, that was episode 46. I've been Scaro9. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure to drop a subscribe. We do this every week, unless there's any weird developments. And if you have any feedback you'd like us to add to the show or whatever, I'm liking using the stuff on screen for this one. I think was really awesome. I'm pretty excited to see where all this goes in the future and a new audience. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for coming out and joining. I'm Scaro9. If you want to follow the latest updates to the channel, to the show, more live streams that are different from the podcast, you can follow me at Scaro9 on Twitter. Pretty easy to find me. It's spelled the exact same way. I encourage everyone to do that because if there's like news that I don't think warrants a video on its own, I'll put it there. But other than that, of course, you can find me Scaro9 on YouTube, and I will let Jay-Z do his thing.
Jay-Z Basketball 25 on the Xbox and on the Twitters.
There you go. So, awesome episode today. Thank you everyone for coming out and joining us. It's been a great discussion. I love doing that. Yeah, I just love talking with people and all of that and learning different perspectives and teaching people new things, mine and that kind of stuff. So, once again, episode 46. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And yeah, we should have a lot to talk about next week in episode 47. So thank you one more time, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.